Welcome Shannon Warren and Linda Haneborg to Parties Extra. I'm Helen Ford Wallace, and we are at the Oklahoman's video studio to talk about your business ethics event. Shannon, it's February 25th coming up.
Right. We're very excited to have Ron Hall, the author of Same Kind of Different as Me.
Oh, and he really is good. He's done a movie and a book.
Yeah. He's done a couple of books, absolutely, right here. He's done a couple of books, and I think he was on the New York Times bestseller for 3.5 years. And then it was made into a major motion picture starring Greg Kinnear and
Renee
Zellweger. Thanks, Linda. And it really took off. It's been re-released again, but he's written a couple other books as well. But he is so nice, very, very humble. So the real deal, what you see is what you get with him.
So it just fits with your mission, probably.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, so this is the 25th year for you all, I think. Is that right?
It's actually, we're in our 16th year.
16th year,
yes.
Okay. And so this is a luncheon, and it will be at the Cox Center. What time?
Yes, from 11:30 to 1, and people can sign up on our website, OK Ethics, Oklahoma Business Ethics. You can find us either way. Just don't get us confused with the Oklahoma Ethics Commission.
Okay,
this is Oklahoma Business Ethics.
Oklahoma Business Ethics
Consortium. Yeah, OK Ethics, right.
Okay, and so how many people do you expect?
Well, right now we have about 300 signed up, so we're expecting that to explode over the next week, and we'd like to have several hundred because his message is so powerful. It's about making mistakes and recovering from those. If you don't know the storyline, Linda can talk about that, about Ron's infidelity and his penance and how he got involved with working with the homeless. So
he was an artist or something.
Yeah, he sold art. Yes,
sold art. Okay,
he's an art dealer.
Tell us, Linda, about that.
Very well known and very successful, and his entire family really came to the conclusion that life didn't have as big a purpose, even though they were very successful. They were searching for meaning, and God obviously put this homeless man in his life, into Ron's life. And we don't want to tell you the whole story, but they together changed so many lives. And today, Ron Hall has raised over $85 million to help the homeless. And so this business consortium that deals primarily with business ethics, his message is so strong to this community and to this audience that there are all kinds of ways that we can do good by being good. And the consortium it is an association that brings businesses together to really inspire and to aspire to be better in business. And so what Shannon has put together has just been the most phenomenal organization, and this particular luncheon is a very special one, bringing in a very unique speaker, and so we're hoping to fill to the standing walls of the Cox Convention Center for this luncheon, and we really are looking for more businesses to step up and help us sponsor and underwrite this very special event.
Well, and that people learn from attending. They learn ethics and just all those things you just said. And
yeah, pardon me, it's really about inspiring and equipping, because you hear about these big ethical dilemmas, but the truth is it's a million different things. It's being courteous, it's how you drive, it's do you speak truth to power, do you tell your boss when they've made a mistake, do you use your purchasing card, do you get those points that you get from your purchasing card for airline miles personally, or who owns that? It's social media and what you post and how that reflects on your employer. So it's not just the big ethical challenges, it's the everyday things that we deal with.
Those are ethical, though. Every one of them are just,
absolutely.
They are ethical challenges, I mean, sometimes.
Yes, and it's a constant thing. So what we try to do is, again, no preaching, no politicking, no self-promotion. It's really about understanding this changing environment and being equipped and prepared to do that, and being encouraged to get out there and seeing all these businesses who are Oklahomans who started this organization and really believe in doing the right thing.
So Helen, your viewers, business organizations have a wonderful opportunity, as we mentioned, to help sponsor and underwrite this event, but also to become members of the Business Consortium. And I think you mentioned you have nearly 200 businesses already that are involved, but there's many more that perhaps haven't yet learned about
and
this.
And that information is on that same website?
Yes,
it is,
perfect.
Indeed.
Well, so at this event, do you have panel discussions? Do you have, or is it just the speaker?
Oh, it varies. We have, sometimes we have one speaker, and of course, Ron Hall will be the star of February 25th. We have a panel discussion coming up in March, and it's Unity in the Community. We're actually getting the photographs and so forth and setting that up on our website now. Then in April, we have our annual awards, and those are include Community Impact Awards, about promoting, how are you promoting integrity and ethics in the community. And we may be introducing something else here very soon. So, but Roy Spence will be talking in April, and he founded the Purpose Institute. So purpose beyond profits, and I really like that concept. Thomas Hill with Kim Ray will be one of the honorees. He's an Executive Pilot Award recipient.
Well, how did you all get started?
Oh my goodness.
Did you start it?
Yes, and it was really seat of your britches kind of thing, because I'd never done a nonprofit before, and I just thought, well, this would be a good idea. Let's meet, because at that time, 16 years ago, really didn't have that many classes in ethics, and people were dealing with WorldCom and Enron and wondering, what happened? Why is this going on? And so we met. We had a group of 6, and then we had 12, and then we had 25, then we had 75. And I'm a little bit of a slow learner, because it took several months. And I'd sent a Christmas card to a friend of mine in Tulsa. And she said, this looks like a good idea. So we here we linked up with Tulsa. We finally decided that we couldn't keep paying for these things out of our own pocket. And so we formed a nonprofit. And now we have about 300 attendees in Oklahoma City and about 200 in Tulsa. So it's pretty exciting to see the business world embrace this and support it.
So Helen, even individuals can come to this luncheon
Yes.
by simply going to okethics.org, and you can order your tickets online. Individual tickets for this luncheon are $125. Corporate tables begin at $1,500, and then our sponsorships run anywhere from $2,500 to $25,000. So we still have a couple of those still open too.
Great, that's awesome. So you benefit somebody too, don't you?
Right, and this is kind of unusual for a nonprofit. We're a 501c6 and an association, as Linda was saying, but we want to lead by example. And so Ron Hall has dedicated his life to helping in the community. So we're going to share some of our proceeds with some with Ron's organization, same kind of different as me Foundation, as well as Remerge City Care, the Homeless Alliance, and the Student Ethics group that we started. So
you have a student group too?
Well, yes. It started at the same time, and it kind of blossomed out into its own. And it's so exciting to see that they started doing ethics challenges, university ethics challenges once a year, and we send people to Texas for the regionals, San Antonio, where I have to say that they have gone down there and beat Texas in the most ethical way possible. I love it. But that helps. You're developing future leaders, and it's very exciting to see that. Well, out of that sprung the high school ethics bowl, and I think they've only been doing it 2 years, and they are now the largest high school competitors in the country. So I love that Oklahoma is just leading the way. And I did go to North Carolina one year to observe, and Dove Science, the students were there. They had won, and they were down there, and I watched them compete with older students, and they did really well. So anyway, it's quite exciting.
Well, it really is. You You get kind of enthused about the whole thing.
I kind of do. Yes.
So you want new members too?
Yes.
At all times?
Yes.
You're after them, okay.
We were going to mention about the movie also, same kind of Different as Me, is now on Netflix, but it has become one of the top faith films in the history of that category. So it's just very well done, and you can watch it in the courtesy of your own home if you have Netflix now, but it has been released and re-released, if that is such a word. So it's a very popular film, but here we have the real person and the true story speaking to us. So
and the storyline is intriguing, I think.
Yes, almost like to the stars through difficulties. I mean, he didn't just wake up one morning and decide that he needed to be this great philanthropist and all. I mean, it tells his story and what happened to him and how moved he was by someone from a whole different area than he was. But he has now dedicated his life to helping others and primarily focusing on social responsibility. And so it's a great lesson for all of us. And it wasn't without difficulties. He lost his wife to cancer and all sorts of things. So it's a very relatable story. It's awesome.
Well, and do you have a board of directors?
I do. They've been very supportive of over the years. Many have, gosh, a couple of them have been there since the very beginning. So suffered through all the growing pains and some of my wild ideas. So, you know, like, why don't we start an ethics group? Okay.
Are you on the board?
I'm not. I've just recently become introduced to this wonderful organization and helping her to publicize this. And so this is
one of our writers, Jim Priest, is there on your board.
Yes.
And
yes.
is it Killian?
Kelly Schneider, yes. Kelly and Schneider. So.
A junior leaguer.
Yes.
Chief of staff or something. She's something. I don't know what, but okay. So anything else about the luncheon and at the Cox Center, and tell the date again?
Okay, it's February 25th, 11:30 to 1. We do ask that you purchase tickets or go online to buy those in advance. I will tell you one thing I love about his story and about him is his sense of humility, his willingness to admit mistakes. And so with this luncheon, you get to hear the rest of the story and what has happened since then, because it wasn't exactly a smooth road afterward. So I like people who are humble and
honest.
Yeah, and honest. I mean, that inspires me because, you know, there's hope for all of us. And, you know, if you know that you can mess up and still get up and dust yourself off and move forward. And I appreciate the resiliency. And I think that's what Oklahomans are all about. And that's why we started OK Ethics. There's nothing else that I know of in the country that is like this. So.
It's the people.
It is.
The people in
Huge
Oklahoma.
difference. Yeah, exactly.
So, Linda, anything else you want to say?
Well, as we say in Oklahoma, y'all come down. But go online first.
Yes.
Well, thanks, Shannon and Linda, for letting us know about your events. Sounds like everyone should check in for these wonderful, worthwhile luncheons. Ethics do matter.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.